Good afternoon, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever I'm reaching you at. It really doesn't matter. This is your brother Herman with another one of Brother Herman's sermons. And I gotta tell you, with all of what's going on around this world today, and especially inside of our country and certain states, I just got a couple questions that I need to ask and see if we can't get on some common sense rolling instead of just answering in our emotions. Let's just see if we can't answer in truth. Now I'm going to start it out like this. Everybody's not going to tell you the 100% truth. Most people are going to tell you what they want you to know. And I understand that. But at the same time, how can you call yourself a leader when you can't even be honest with the people that you're trying to lead? A great leader, or true leader, is going to be as transparent as they could possibly be with the people that they're trying to lead. And what am I saying? I'm saying this. It seems like a certain group of people always trying to take over somebody else's territory. I mean, they go into Africa and they snatch up a whole lot of my ancestors and they put us in chains and they kill a lot of us on the way over to this country called America. But at the time, it was owned by the indigenous that was already here. So by the time Christopher Columbus, if you want to believe that, gets here with a bunch of slaves, African Americans and a whole lot of others, probably some Asians up in there. By the time they get to America, they've already murdered quite a few of them. So they're coming in murderous, treacherous, criminals, basically, inside of another nation's land, America, the indigenous Indians. So the Indians say, we don't want you here. But they don't have enough army or enough armed forces to keep them from coming to take over their land. Now, I'm not a scholar, so I don't know how it went down in Africa, but I'm pretty sure some of the brothers and sisters over there sold us out, or a lot of our ancestors out to get us over on those ships and over here. And again, a lot of us were murdered on the way over to here. So when they come in murderous criminals inside of a nation that they don't even own. And the people of that nation, the indigenous Indians, say, you go home. We don't want you here. The same as what's taking place today. So you tell me, what makes one group of people right when they do it and another group of people wrong when they do it? Now, you can say, yeah, they didn't have any laws. No, they did have laws, but they had their own set of principles and rules and values that they went by, that the people that came over here did not respect. That group of people did not respect their laws. The indigenous people that were here, same as they didn't respect the African tradition and laws when they went over there. But they want you to respect the laws that they create, or else face severe consequences. That's hypocrisy at its finest. So what I'm trying to say to you is, maybe we ought to practice what our Constitution and Declaration of Independence and all these pieces of paper that the Founding Fathers drew up, things like one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Because if you're going to have a certain set of laws and you want to govern by those laws and you can do it with transparency, I applaud you. You break those laws, you break those rules, okay. You face consequences, you face the due process. But let it be a process that you face and not a bullet. Let it be a process that you face and not sold into human trafficking. Let it be a process that everyone can see, a transparent process, so that everybody knows what's going on with the individual that got caught breaking the law. And as far as that go, let the leaders who break the laws, the same laws, face the same consequences. It has to be fair across the board. Otherwise, you have a double standard. And there is where your trust gets lost and eroded, because nobody's going to want to listen to your laws if you can't be held by the same standard. So we do need an overhaul, and we do need to tweak this thing, and we do need some new leaders. That's my opinion. But again, I'm just another citizen speaking his truth. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, but every time I did something, I had to pay the consequence. And all I'm saying is let's pay everybody, when you break that law, let's hold them accountable. I don't care who you are. Pay the consequence. Stop trying to kick people's doors down and saying that you own this, because you don't. We broke into this country. A lot of murderous people broke into this country, took over this country, the same as they did in Africa, the same as they tried to do in other countries, Venezuela, the same as they wanted to do in Canada. Canada wasn't having it. Greenland saying, not us. You can't just take over everybody's country just because you're unhappy and you can never be satisfied. That is called an insatiable thirst that can never be quenched. What am I talking about? It's a spiritual thing. The only one that can quench that thirst is a higher power, and you can tell them by their actions. They don't believe in a higher power. If they did, they would have satisfaction with all the riches and the glory and the fame and the statuses and the positions and all of these things that they have, but they're still not satisfied. They're still unhappy, and they have to have more. So I'll leave you with this. There was a famous question that they asked a famous rich man. They asked him, how much is enough? Do you know what the answer was? The rich man said, just a little bit more. That means he's never satisfied. Does that remind you of anybody that you may know or are around you? I suggest you don't hang around these people, because they're only going to lead you to one place, and that's called damnation. You don't want that. You can have your heaven on earth. Yeah, it's only going to last for a little while. Then you got to face judgment. This has been another one of Brother Herman's sermons. I believe it's episode number 9. Stop being hypocritical. Inside of series 26. God knows we don't. God knows who's around us. God knows who's in charge of us as far as leadership. But you don't have to follow that leadership if that leadership's going to lead you into hell, into damnation, into misery. You keep the peace within. Keep the peace with all people if it be possible, And if not, hey, you just stay away from them, because their time too shall come to end. Until next time, when I launch episode number 10 inside series 26, it'll be the wrap up. No title yet. May God continue to bless you and each other. May he continue to pour out some common sense on our leaders. May he continue to remove the hate and fill it and replace it with love, his unconditional love. May he continue to remind us of why we are United States of America instead of the divided states of America. Let's not let the enemy win and make us divided. Let's become united. Yes, some might agree we were never united, but there's always a first time for everything. Till next time, take care of yourself and each other. May you have a great rest of your day, your afternoon, and your night. This has been another one of Brother Herman's sermons, and I'm out. Thank you.